Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Alex. James is here.
Hello.
And today we're gonna learn basic of clinch, and my good friend James will help us with it.
Absolutely.
Hello James.
Hello, Alex. Nice
Tell
to
us
see you
what
again.
we're gonna do today.
We're going to start with the basics of Muay Thai clinch. And where I like to start with is kind of your stance and arm control. Okay. So when we talk about the Muay Thai clinch, we're talking about something like this. Okay. When we're clinching in Muay Thai or even kickboxing, but mainly Muay Thai, we're talking about clinching to set up strikes with our knees and our elbows, and maybe a sweep or a dump. But we'll start from the basics. So as you can see right now, we have a basic arm control. Alex has gone up here by my tricep. And when he does that, I want to control his arm. I'll come over and here, around his bicep, right? That way, if he wanted to elbow, right, he can't elbow, right? I have control of his arm, and I do the same with the other one, right? Here he's on the outside of my tricep. No, okay. Here on the tricep, yep, okay. And then I come over like this, and I'm locked in. So actually, I am on the outside, and Alex is on the inside, which is a little bit more advantageous of a position to be in with your arms, but you can change that very quickly. So here, you can tell that we're standing straight up, okay? Our feet about shoulder width apart, right? Not one in front of the other or one behind. Okay, and we stand up, we posture up like this. We want to be tall. We don't want to bend our backs and our necks. That makes it easy for someone to grab your head, pull you down, boom. Okay, so rule number one, stand up straight. Okay, good posture. Okay, so from this arm control, okay, very simple, inside and outside. I am on the outside, I want to be where he is. Okay, so another rule, we only move one arm at a time.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yep. So I will move one arm here, the same spot that he has, and then he has to do what I did, and he will go, right, because I've locked in here, he will go to my bicep. So I was on the outside here, I go under, whoop, here, and we're locked in. And remember, you have boxing gloves on, so no fingers, right? You get your wrists and a little bit of your hands, and here we have control. And we can work from there, okay? From this position, obviously we can progress, right? The head is not off limits. You can grab the head, you can get head control, which is very good. So we'll start with basics. So from here, maybe to advance, I could put my hand up here, whoop, and I have head control, right? I want to be around the crown of his head here. It's good. The neck is okay, but this is better, right? I have control of his head. Again, I don't have my fingers, right? I have boxing gloves, so I have control of his head here. So if I have one, if I'm lucky and I'm good, you know, maybe I can make my other hand up and get two. There I have one, simply over the other. My elbows here, dug in, arms are bent, right? Not straight where I have strength, and I can work from here. I can pull, right? All types of nasty things, and land my knee strikes a lot more effectively. Okay, but it's okay also to have one hand on the head and one hand controlling the arm like this. Okay, so two different types of control, here, here, but the arms are also good, right? So make sure you always, right, you're doing anything, you move one at a time. I don't shoot both hands all the time, right? Maybe one and the other. Same with this, right? I don't move both arms like this. I move both arms, they're both down, boom. Okay, so always think control. I always have control of something when I'm clinching. Okay, so as we progress from here, there's other different ways to lock. So when I say a lock, not just here, I could take my forearm and go up and around. Okay, get my hand around this arm. Again, I'm on the inside, makes it a lot easier. Here and here, I can get my palms together, and I put my head close, and then I'm in a lock position here, right? Again, good way to land knee strikes, right? And release. And also, by doing so, I'm taking away the threat of elbows, right? If I'm in tight, my head is in tight here, right? Very difficult for him to throw any elbow strikes, right? I'm protected, right? So something to think about, okay? Also, you'll notice when we're clinching, we both naturally know, even with arm control like this, we keep our arms bent, right? If our arms are straight, we don't have very much strength and not much control. Very easy to get out of the clinch, right? But with your arms bent, right, it's a lot easier to have control, and you have a lot more strength in your arms. So keep that in mind. Always have your arms bent, right? Not tense and pushing down the whole time, but enough power to control his arms, right? As he tries to progress in the clinch, maybe he tries to fight back a bit, maybe you try to advance in the clinch, right? Move your arm, right? My arms are bent and I can resist.
Yeah,
right?
you can use your elbow.
You see how he went under to try to get inside control? I use my arm bent like this to block, right? Very important. I still have control and I can block his advances to move further into the clinch. Okay, so arms bent, nice and strong. Nice bit of pressure as you're clinching, and you'll be all right, right? Not too far. Okay, we're not slow dancing. Okay, we're clinching, right? So right here. So when I go into that lock that I showed you, very important. Okay, the arm that goes around here, this goes around his head, and this one here, almost similar to when I get head control. I go here and I put my head into the crook of my arm here. So where it's bent, that's where I put my head usually. In there, in tight. And I can almost make like a headlock. I can tighten this up a bit, whoop, right? And make it more uncomfortable for my opponent and harder for him to find his way out of that lock.
From this position, it's very hard to escape.
Very, yes, it's difficult. And you also cannot see, so it's very good for you, but not so good for your opponent. Yeah. We showed in the last kind of video here, arm control. So we can practice our arm control, right? Kind of one back and forth with our partner. Again, I am on the outside, and we'll simply practice this one at a time. I will move to the inside, and he will go from my tricep to my bicep. So on this side here, right, I go under, tricep, bicep. So this side, tricep, bicep, locked in. Now his turn. So Alex moves under, triceps. He locks in, right? And whenever he does that, I'm gonna make sure to lock this arm. Now, it's not enough for him for this. I have no grip here. I have no control, right? If he wanted to elbow from here, there's nothing holding him back, okay? But with this, over the arm, right? I can stop it. I can block what's about any strike he wants to throw, okay? So very important, when he moves here, when he moves from the outside to the inside, okay, you have to lock in too, okay? So both parties are switching from outside to inside, okay? So how do we block this, okay? So again, using our bent arms, when I move to the inside position, he will use his elbow to block, right? And make it a little more difficult, right? He's just giving me a little bit of resistance here, right? Making it a little bit more difficult for me to move into that position. Again, I move on this side. Here, he uses his elbow, right? Making it a little bit more difficult, okay? And you can make this as difficult as you want for your partners. So to make this more kind of like a competitive drill, right? We would both resist. So when he moves from outside to inside, here, I use my elbows, right? He has to use a little bit more strength, a little more effort. Other side, same thing, right? And make it more difficult. So the way I use this in a drill is once I teach people and they understand where they need to put their arms and how to control and how to kind of resist and make it more difficult, then we can kind of have a competitive battle of just arm control. So no head control, no knees, no elbows, just arm control. So we'll give you a little example of what we mean. So I'm outside, right? I want to move to the inside, right? I'll go here, makes it more difficult, here, more difficult, right? We can move around a little bit, right? He makes it difficult there, right? Here, there, right? That's slow speed, right? If we want to move a little faster, right? Here, whoop, 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 There you go. Okay, a very simple and effective drill for getting your arm control game a little bit better, and it's good resistance, good strength training,
Yeah.
I think, for clinching as well.
Yeah, so that's very important to control the arm in the clinch. Guys.
Very, very. And also, this is about the right distance. You see, while we're doing this, we're trying to maintain this distance here. Our arms are bent, right? Again, posture, guys. Posture, very important. At no point while I'm doing this drill am I bending over or any of this, okay? No feet behind the other. When we make movements with our feet, right, we're very calculated and balanced, okay? Okay, we don't want to have, we want to keep this distance so that we can both strike and also defend these arm movements, right? All the different ways that he wants to trap my arm, okay? So that's the basics of starting where you want to go with the clinch.
Guys, that's it for today. Try some of this drill. Keep practicing.
Thanks for having me again, Alex.
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Yep. If you guys like what you're watching, if you like this channel, like and subscribe, guys, and more to come.
Yep. See you in the next video.
See ya.